Hello guys, welcome to the first official podcast video situation of the Live Strong podcast. Insert cute music. Lol, I don't actually know how to do that yet. But I'm so excited to be bringing you this podcast, like I said in my little intro video that I hope you listen to. I'm doing this on YouTube and I'm doing it on Spotify and Apple as well. So you can watch it on YouTube if you want to watch me sit here and talk, but you can also just chuck me in your ears on Spotify and Apple Podcasts as well. So do what you wish really with that. Now, like I said in my intro video, I'm brand new to this podcasting world and I'm so excited to do it. I guess I need to get comfy here. I'm sitting really close to this tree, which is a bit disturbing, but that's fine. And today I'm going to talk about the launch of Live Strong because that has happened. I'm recording this on Monday, the 14th of October, and we had our official launch day on Saturday, the 12th of October, which was 2 days ago. And a lot behind the scenes happened to make that launch day happen. I've actually been thinking about rebranding for probably somewhere over a year now. Back in May 2023, so last May, I got engaged to Nathan, my fiance. And since then, I've always had in the back of my head, am I gonna still be Olivia Hodson personal training when I change my last name? Because I am planning on legally changing my last name to Tantevsky in just a few months' time. And since then, I guess it just continued to be in the back of my head. So for ages, I've been really thinking about it and not really sure when I was going to make the move. And then at the beginning of the year, I sort of said to myself, okay, this is the year that I'm going to do it. Let's make a game plan. And I had planned to run the 10th lifestyle transformation as being the last one. So from the beginning of the year, the plan was to do 10, which would wrap us up in, I think we wrapped up at around July-ish. And then from there, sort of organize everything to rebrand. Now, I was hoping to rebrand pretty close to the end of the 10th lifestyle transformation, but things don't always go to plan, and that's okay. Now, I thought I'd probably insert here, for those who don't know this transformation, 10th one I'm raving on about, in the gym at Olivia Hodson Personal Training, we did run gym challenges, and they were always called lifestyle transformations. They have always had the idea and concept of helping people create healthy habits and help them live their best, healthiest, happiest, strongest life. Not just a shred challenge. So we don't do crazy giveaways at the end. We don't do body scans. We don't do, crazy diets. It's all about it being maintainable. So that's what I'm talking about. We've done 10 of them and it was going to wrap up there. And now, yes, it ought to go to plan. We were also hoping to potentially move the gym because the gym's definitely grown. But again, it didn't all go to plan. This is life, and I have learnt my lesson that you can't always trust what other people say. I feel like I'm a doer. I have a game plan. I have a thought, I have a game plan, I do it, I make it happen. I don't even really think about the risk factors, to be honest. I just sort of get it done. If I have an idea, I do it. And when I rely on other people to help me make that happen, and not my immediate people, I mean we'll think of moving places. So people that are involved in that task. Sometimes, their vision and your vision don't align, and then the vision explodes. So that's what happened. And now we're staying where we're staying, which is so fine. We've actually got a really exciting renovation happening in the gym, which is going to give us heaps more space and heaps of room to grow. And I actually think it's the best thing that could have happened, and everything happens for a reason. I'm a huge, huge believer in that. So that should happen in the next few weeks. I'm excited for that. But back to the rebrand story. We were rebranding, it took a bit longer, so we had to wait all the way till the 12th of October to officially do it. But behind the scenes, lots has been happening. Obviously, I needed to get logos done, and new website done, and merchandise done, and all of the business things behind the scenes in order to become Live Strong, which, was also scary because I kept thinking about me as being Olivia Hodson personal training, even with filming heaps of the videos for content and stuff, I keep going. Even this week, I'm like, hey guys, it's Olivia from OHPT, and everyone's like, wrong place. So I'm needing to stop saying that. But yes, then the rebrand official launch day happened on Saturday. Such a fun day. I was very stressed. I'm going to be so honest. The whole week leading up to it, I was so stressed. Just everything. I wasn't really sure how it was going to go, how many people were going to show up. I wanted it to run smoothly. I wanted it to also go off. I wanted it to be like an event that people are like, oh, this was really good. And, the hype around it, I wanted it to build, because this is a really big deal to change your whole gym name when people know you as OHPT or Olivia Hodson Personal Training. So I guess a lot came down to this launch day being a success. Looking at the weather app, it was going to rain, which was not a slay, not at all, because we were relying on being in the car park. The morning it did rain, so that was a boo-boo. I had one of my great friends and clients, Kobe, he got me his gazebo, which was amazing, which we could put out into the driveway to help protect us. But I was a bit concerned. I was like, oh, it's raining. It's a bit of a gloomy morning. Is everyone going to get out of bed and come to the gym? Hell yes, they did. We had about 80 people walk into the gym. And just for an idea for those who don't come to Live Strong, downstairs where our group sessions run, 20 people fit comfortably. Any more than 20 is an uncomfortable amount of people to have in a workout. So to have 80 people there was insane, insane in the best way. All of the coaches, we'd had a meeting earlier in the week, we'd set a game plan, we all knew what, our tasks were for the day, what we had to do to make the day successful, and everyone literally just ticked all the boxes. All of my staff did everything I needed them to do for the day to run smoothly, and people showed up for me, for the gym, for everyone, and it was so nice. It was such a good morning. I literally could not have asked for a better morning except for the rain, but we overcome that. Everyone got a bit wet in the workout, but that was fine. It's a workout. You're not meant to look your best ever in the world. But the launch day happened. We've had heaps of fun content since then on Instagram, which has been so fun. We're trying to make our socials look a little bit more professional. So go give us a like and a follow at livestrong __ I think is our name. But we're trying to be a bit more professional as we're sort of trying to level up the gym, as that's been really the motto of this rebrand, is being the next level of training, which I do believe we are successfully going to bring to you guys, especially as we head towards the end of the year and into next year, because obviously this is only day one of Live Strong, so we've got places to go, but lots and lots and lots of big visions in my head that I'm going to bring to you guys soon. I guess talking about Live Strong and the rebrand, I probably should do a bit of a touch base on where OHPT begun. I do feel like I've told this story 7,000 times in the past month, as I've been telling everyone about the rebrand, because I actually let everyone in the gym know. All of our clients knew, I reckon 4 or 5 weeks ago. They knew that we were rebranding, and sort of had the inside scoop before we launched it officially online. So I've told the story to them 70 times, but let's just do a very quick trip down memory lane, people. So I finished school at the end of 2016, and planned to go to university, as we all do, don't we? I guess you think, I was somewhat intelligent-ish, you would say, at school, always was in the top classes, but I definitely was someone who had to try really hard at school to be smart. I was not a naturally intelligent girl. But my path was definitely to go to university. There was no real other thought process. So I did that. I started primary teaching, which was, I guess, my path that was set for me. A lot of people thought I'd be a great teacher, so I did it. That was just what happened. There was not much thought about it. Went for about, I reckon, 2 weeks, and I dropped out. I dropped out because I just felt like I wasn't ready to be at uni. It's funny because I'm such a doer and a goody two-shoes sort of person. I can't even really tell you why I dropped out, but I just felt like it wasn't right and I did it. As soon as I dropped out, I knew I had to do something with myself because I'm always, like I said, I'm a doer. I can't sort of sit still. And very spontaneously almost, I signed up to do my PT certifications. Now, at the time, it was going to cost me like $7,000. I had to get a payment plan myself to pay it off over the year, which like for someone who just came out of school, paying something off for $7,000 was a lot of money. And I committed, I bit the bullet. I was like, I'm going to do this. I worked full time in a cafe while I was doing it, and I did my studies sort of like part time. So I did it online, but then I'd go into, it used to be called Strength. I don't even know if they're still around, Strength Republic. They used to be in Broadmeadow, I think, or somewhere. And we'd go there like on the weekends, do our physical shit, and then we'd go back online for a week. So I did my PT cert. I got a job at the gym that used to be in Charlestown Square called Fit and Fast. I got the job at the end of 2017, so as soon as I finished my studies, and then I started literally the first week of January 2028. Very, very lucky to have started there. It was a huge risk because it was a place where I had to pay rent. So I was like, yeah, I'm going to pay rent, and I had 0 clients, so that was great. But I signed up with the team there. The head PT at the time, Matt Connolly, he was such an amazing help and was really great at his job as being a mentor for the staff there. And to this day, I still definitely credit a lot of his help for getting me started. There was a great team of coaches there. 2 of the coaches are actually coming to my wedding next year. We're really good friends with them, Nathan and I. And yeah, so I was really lucky to go there because they helped me set up my own business. Fit and Fast had a concept to sort of get the ball rolling for you. Like, you need to do X, Y, and Z to start your business. We require you to do this. So therefore I had to do it. And then they helped generate leads for me, especially at the beginning. So they got the ball rolling. In saying that, I started my social media off pretty much straight away. You wouldn't think that with how many bloody followers we got, because we don't know that many. But even with not a lot of followers on our Instagram page, we do have a pretty strong following. Like, none of our followers are like bored or anything, and I've never sort of made the Instagram page anything super like flashy. So people have really followed if they are interested in me as a trainer and as the gym, right? So that was Fit and Fast. People started training with me. It was great. It was a slay. I had the best time, but then I had a few hiccups. The first hiccup was that people didn't want to sign up to train at Fit and Fast, the gym, and then pay for PT with me, because that's what was required in the commercial gym. Even though it was great that people could then, they could have access to the gym whenever, like a normal commercial membership, but they, maybe they just wanted to train with me for 3 times a week, but they didn't actually want to use the gym. So they were finding that extra cost being a bit of a waste of money to some degree. And then my second issue was that in my contract with those guys, I could only train, I think it was 3 or 4 people at a time. So I couldn't train any more than that. And that was because they had their own group training situation, which is so fair. They were running their own thing. They didn't want any more group situation happening. So I was brainstorming and I was like, Mum and Dad, why don't I transform your shed, which was my dad's man cave, into a little gym? And I guess I persuaded them into it. We did about 700 loads to the tip, because that is how much shit was in that shed. We put little fake walls in the shed. We cleaned up everything and made it look a little bit pretty. And we turned their shed and their driveway into a home gym. I actually think we might have gone in there by the end of 2018, but it may have been early 2019. Don't quote me. So we transformed the shed. I was working at both for a bit. So I started working at home for those who didn't want to join the membership, and then I was working at the gym for those who wanted to have more equipment, because at home we obviously didn't have machines, or I didn't have any barbells. We had like some kettlebells from Kmart and some gym mats, and we were doing our best sort of thing. But that was all well and good. From there, I eventually left Fit and Fast because I was like, see you later, thank you very much, but I'm going to take on the journey at home, which I did. I was there until halfway through 2020. So we actually went through the first COVID lockdown from home. where we did Zoom calls. You could still train one person outside, like during COVID. So it was like one person, me and one person, and we had to be outside. So I did that through COVID as well as Zoom. The gym kept growing. It was a lot of people that I knew, friends, family, and then they sort of started to bring people along, and it sort of grew very casually from there until we literally would have like 15 people in the driveway, the whole streets filled with cars. I was running, 4 group classes a day, needing to add on more. And the day sort of came and I was like, I've got to either make a move or sort of one day it's just not going to work. I sort of forgot to mention that throughout this whole time I was still at uni. So I didn't do teaching. I did teaching for those 3 weeks and then I stopped. The next year I went and did nutrition and dietetics. I just did my study part-time for that year, and I finished and decided, I got my wisdom teeth out and decided I wanted to be a nurse. So random, I know. So then I stopped nutrition and dietetics, which in hindsight was silly, but you get that in big jobs. And I started to become a registered nurse. I did so to become a nurse, it's a 3-year degree, become a registered nurse. I had done 2 full years of study while running my own business. So in this period, in 2019 and 2020, I did full-time study and fully ran OHPT. Like I said, in 2020, we actually signed the lease at Bennett's Green. So I was still full-time, but I'd signed a lease to run my own gym. And it'd be so funny. I would go on placement, like I do morning shift at the hospital and then I do afternoon classes for OHPT. And then when I was on afternoon shift at the hospital, I did morning classes for OHPT. And I'd go to the hospital and they'd be like, oh, what are you doing this Savo? And I'd be like, just, going to work. And they're like, oh, what are you doing? I'm like, a personal trainer. Like, where do you do it? I'm like, oh, I've got my own business. And it'd be such a funny thing to say because they'd be like, oh, so why are you here? Like, it just wasn't really adding up. And after I kept saying it and saying it and saying it, especially when I had my own little gym I was building in Bennett's Green, I was like, why am I here? I actually don't know. And I had a lot of placements where I was literally forcing myself to attend. Like, I was just going because I had to go. And still, back of the head, the good old, you have to finish uni, Olivia. You're not going to make it as a PT. You must finish uni. And then I realized that maybe I just don't want to be a nurse. And I definitely agree with myself right now that I did not want to be a nurse. So with 1 year left of my university degree, I decided to defer. I didn't drop out because I was like, I might go back. I deferred until I think the beginning of 2013, so maybe 2 years. I bet you had like 6 years to defer, which is like a whole lot of time. But I deferred my university degree at the beginning of 2021, which would have been my last year at uni. And I went balls deep at OHPT. So from 2021, 2022 and 2023, and then 2024 till now, we ran as OHPT at Bennett's Green until we have now rebranded as Live Strong. But yeah, I guess that was a real quick ramble of the backstory of how I sort of got here. Obviously, I'm so grateful for every single person who's helped me and supported me along the way. I think I've been some form of like a one-man band in the sense that I do everything myself with the help from my loved ones. Like I've never been someone who's like, until probably very recently, have reached out for much help in most circumstances. In saying this, besides my loved ones, like my mum and dad have been the greatest help in the world. They are people who will do anything for my sister or I, and like I'm beyond blessed to have them in my life. So they have helped me so much. Nathan, my fiance, has been there since I started. We've been together since I was 17. So a long time. And I think in one of the next few episodes, I'll get him on and we can chat a bit more about our past it's really not that exciting, but we'll chat about that. But he's been with me my whole journey, so he supported me through the whole thing. I guess we sort of had times where he supported me and then I've supported him more with both of our careers. But, you know, he's always there when I need him and listens to me whinge a lot, so that's really good. My sister, who's my best friend and the biggest support in the world. Nate's parents, again, have been there the whole way and have helped me, especially with a lot of the business sides of things, as Nate's dad has his own business. So that was something that I literally had no idea from, as like my parents have never had their own business. So it was very new to all of us. But yeah, it's something that I am saying I've done like very naturally and independently with no like crazy help. Like I'm just a normal gal, literally a normal girl who has like put in the work, tried my best, got up when I got put, when you get pushed down, get back up situation is like my motto in life. There was actually one trainer at Fit and Fast who I specifically remember had said to me, "Oh, I don't think you'll make it as a PT because you're not loud enough." Literally it stuck in my head to this day. Like I wasn't a super extroverted, in your face type of person. I'm literally just a normal girl who loves health and fitness, loves helping people. And I guess my passion and my drive has gotten me to this point. I haven't had any magic tricks. I haven't had any, you know, super financial help. I haven't had anything crazy. I've just made it work. And here we are thriving and slaying. Woo. But hopefully you have enjoyed this little ramble podcast. As time goes on and I keep doing these rambles, hopefully I have more of a game plan. But today I just wanted to talk a bit about the rebrand that has happened into Live Strong, and maybe you can understand a bit more about me and where I've come from as a trainer. I'm thinking next week's episode we're going to have Coach Phoebe on, which is so exciting. Phoebe was actually one of my first ever clients at Fit and Fast, and I've trained her since then, and she obviously had done her PT certifications while being at the gym, and it's such an amazing story, her health and fitness journey. So we're going to have a chat next week, which I'm sure there'll be lots of laughing, but I can't wait. Make sure you like and subscribe. I don't know all the things you do, but I don't even know if anyone's going to listen to this, but I'll listen to it again, so that will be great. Ta-ta from the Live Strong.